The message arrived on December 28th. It was from my brother. I'm sorry for the short notice, but this year's New Year's will be just close family. Something small. You know how it is. Close family. I was his sister. There were 3 of us. Me, him, and our younger sister Carol. I replied, asking what he meant. He took hours to answer. It's just that Mom's house is small. There's not room for everyone. My mother's house had 5 bedrooms. I spent New Year's Eve alone. My husband was traveling for work. I had turned down going with him because I thought I'd be with my family. I stayed in the apartment, ate frozen pizza, watched the fireworks through the window. I read messages in the family group wishing everyone a happy new year. No one asked about me. On January 3rd, my mother called. We talked about trivial things. She didn't mention New Year's Eve. Neither did I. But there was something in her voice. Tension. Like she was waiting for me to say something. I didn't. 2 weeks later, my cousin Julia called. Are you okay? I am. Why? She hesitated. I just wanted to check on you. After everything. Everything what? Silence. Julia, what's going on? Do you really not know? I don't know anything. The whole family has been talking about you. About what you did at Carol's wedding. Carol's wedding had been in October. 3 months earlier. It had been beautiful. Everything had gone well. Or at least, that's what I thought. What did I do? I asked. They're saying you caused a scene, that you drank too much, that you were rude to the groom's family. I didn't cause any scene. I know, she said. I was there. You barely drank. Then why are they saying that? I don't know, but everyone's talking. I tried to remember that night. I had 1 glass of wine with dinner, talked to a few guests, danced, hugged Carol. I left early because I was tired. There had been no scene, nothing, but my entire family believed there had been. I opened the family group chat and scrolled back. The day after the wedding, my mother had written, "Yesterday was beautiful, but we had some difficult moments. I'd rather not go into details." My aunt replied, "I can imagine. That must have been embarrassing." My brother, "We tried to control the situation, but we couldn't." Carol, "Thank you for trying. I just wanted a perfect day." No one said my name. They didn't have to. I called my brother. What is this story about me causing a scene at the wedding? I don't want to get into this right now. Get into what? I didn't do anything. You drank too much. You were rude. You embarrassed the family. I had 1 glass of wine. 1. That's not what Carol said. Then what did Carol say? He sighed. She said you were out of control, that you made inappropriate comments about the groom's family. That's a lie. Why would Carol lie? I called Carol. She didn't answer. I texted her. She read it, didn't reply. I tried again the next day, and the next. She blocked me. A week later, my mother called. We need to talk. I went to her house. My brother was there. Carol, too. We sat in the living room, the same room where I had grown up. Now it felt like a courtroom. We think you need help, my mother said. Help with what? With your drinking problem. I looked at her, then at my siblings. I don't have a drinking problem. You need to admit it, my brother said. Admit what? There's nothing to admit. Carol finally spoke. You ruined my wedding. I didn't. You were drunk. You were rude to my mother-in-law. I talked to her for 5 minutes about gardening. It was completely normal. That's not what she said. Then she's lying. Or you are. Carol's face changed. Are you calling me a liar? My mother raised her hand. Enough. She looked at me. Her eyes were cold. Until you admit you have a problem and get help, it's better that you keep your distance from the family. I left the house and drove without direction. I ended up in an empty parking lot. I stayed there, sitting in the car, trying to understand. My family had built a narrative, a story about me, about something that never happened. And they believed it. Weeks passed. Why would Carol lie? What did she gain? Then I remembered. 2 days before the wedding, she had asked me to borrow $5,000 to pay vendors. I had said no. My husband had just lost his job. We were struggling. She had been upset. Was this about that? Months went by. My family stopped calling. I wasn't invited to birthdays. In the group chat, they kept posting photos. Lunches, dinners, everyone together, except me. It was as if I no longer existed. In March, Julia sent me a screenshot from the extended family group. My aunt had written, "Praying for our niece's recovery. Alcoholism is a terrible disease." Another cousin, "Is she in treatment?" My mother, "Unfortunately, she still hasn't admitted she has a problem, but we remain hopeful." They weren't just excluding me. They were telling the entire family that I was an alcoholic, and I couldn't stop it. In April, my husband got a new job in another city, 3 hours away. "Do you want to move?" he asked. I looked out the window, at the city where I grew up, where my family was. "Yes," I said. "I do." We moved in May. I didn't tell my family. It didn't seem necessary. Julia was the only one who knew. She came to help me pack. "You're going to miss them," she said. "Them?" "Yes. I'll miss who they were, or who I thought they were." "That's not the same thing." "No, it's not." In the new city, it was easier to breathe. No one knew my story. No one looked at me with pity or judgment. I made new friends. Started a new job, built a routine. Little by little, the pain softened. It didn't disappear, but it became easier to carry. In July, my mother called. We hadn't spoken in 5 months. "Hi," she said, uncertain. "Hi. Are you okay?" "I am." Silence. "We missed you on your brother's birthday." I didn't know it had been his birthday. No one had told me. "Mom, why are you calling?" "I just wanted to know how you are." "Now you do?" "We always wanted to know." "That's not true. You cut me off." "You invented a story about me and cut me off." "We didn't invent anything. Carol lied, and you chose to believe her." "She wouldn't lie about something like that," my mother said. But there was hesitation in her voice. "Are you sure?" She hung up shortly after. In September, Julia called. Carol and her husband are separating, and apparently he's telling everyone she has a serious gambling problem, that she lost a lot of money, that she lied about many things. I stayed silent. I think she needed money, and when I didn't give it to her, she got angry, and the easiest way to punish me was to turn everyone against me. That's sick. It is. Are you going to tell your family? No. Why not? Because if they believed her so easily once, they'll always doubt me, and I don't need to live like that. October came. 1 year since the wedding. 1 year since everything began. I think about it sometimes, about how one lie can change everything, about how people you love can turn against you without questioning it, and how the truth, sometimes, matters less than it should. My life now is different, quieter, simpler. No family parties, no group chats pretending everything is fine. Just peace. Sometimes I miss it. The idea of family, what I thought we had. But then I remember that living room, the way they looked at me like a stranger, and I realize maybe I always was. Julia visits from time to time. Yesterday, she told me my mother asked about me. Wanted to know if I was happy. And are you? Julia asked. I looked out the window, at the quiet street, at the life I built here. I am, I said. And it was true. Not the happiness I imagined, not the life I planned, but mine. Whole, without lies, without having to prove anything. I don't know if I'll ever reconcile with my family. I don't know if they'll ever discover the truth. Part of me wants them to feel the weight of what they did. Another part doesn't care anymore. It's the end of the year again. I'll spend it with my husband. Maybe we'll invite a few friends. There won't be extended family. There won't be drama. There won't be group messages pretending everything is fine. There will only be peace. And after everything, I realized that maybe that's what I always needed. Not to prove I was right. Not to win them back. Just peace. Sometimes I still pick up my phone, thinking about calling, trying one more time. Then I remember. I already explained. I already tried. It didn't matter. So I put the phone down. Because some bridges are not meant to be rebuilt. Some distances exist for a reason, and that's okay.